All right, so the next thing I want to do is clean this up a little bit. So I'm going to look in here, and it looks like, for example, I forgot to get that part. We could add that little thing there. There's a little bit of overlap here, but then, these are not connected, things like that. So I just want to clean up some of this. So this should be pretty straightforward. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to click and go there. Well, that's fine. I'm just gonna hit F and just make this small. Okay. And I want to make sure that they're overlapping because I need them to overlap in order for them to, and then I'll hit enter. Um, and then we can do this too if we want. This to this and just whatever like that. Enter. Um, And I think, was that all that was there? Okay. And then this, I want to connect a little bit better. And you can see there's these little overlap pieces and things like that. So I want to clean some of that up. So the easiest way to do that is to actually use this tool right here. This is like a trim tool. And so what it does is it will actually get rid of sections. So, well, that'll get rid of that whole thing. But if you watch over here, when I click and do a little selection, just of a piece of that, it'll actually get rid of it. So sometimes you got to be think like that. This little bit here. So I'm going to click, boom. And so it's really good for basically getting rid of the extra bits that maybe you did not so desire. So we'll get rid of this and we'll get rid of the end there. Try that again. Oops, that was too much. Just want to see if I can. There we go. Okay. Oh, and this guy here. Okay. Good. All right. So you can use that to basically trim your work, and it's easier to overlap and then cut because you can see I'm able to trim that properly. All right. So the next thing is, if we look at this, you can see that it's not um, quite right. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to switch over to sculpt mode. Um, and what I'm going to do is we are going to sculpt. So it's going to give me, yeah, it doesn't work. Okay. So I want to do is up here, you'll see that there are different options. We can do by selection. Basically, it's going to grab it by each vert. So I'm just going to show you in edit mode. If I select, this is made up of let me select the vert. This is made up of a bunch of vertices. Okay. All right. It's actually all just straight lines. It's not easy to tell because there's so many of them that it looks smooth, but it's actually not. And that'll be an issue we'll deal with earlier. This selects the whole line. So basically all connected lines will be selected, and this will select sections of lines. So like for example, if I click, no, it's not doing a good job there. If I click here, you can see it didn't get the whole thing. It ended right here where this one intersects. This one's only goes that far. So it's a little inconsistent. I don't find that one super useful, but we'll leave it on the whole line because that's actually what I'm trying to do. So we're going to switch back to sculpt mode just so you can see. So I'm just going to put it on this, and then I might need to actually select all of it first. Let's go to edit mode and hit A to select all. Then we're going to go back to sculpt mode, and now I should be able to sculpt everything. So I'm just going to have to make this a little bit bigger. Now I can, oh, it's on smooth. So there's a bunch of different options here. So there's smooth, which will smooth outlines. So if you notice this, like, especially if you did drawing by hand, you can do this and it will try to like smooth it out. I don't really use that. This will do the opposite where it will crinkle it up. I don't know if you can see it's crinkling it up. I'm not sure why you'd want that. Strength, thickness, oh, that's actually kind of useful. I was going to do that a different way, but we might use that too. Well, the one I want to use though is the grab here. This will allow me to wiggle it out in a boot. So I'm going to hit F, and then now I can make some adjustments to the line here to make it closer to what I meant it to be. So let's undo that a little bit. And if I go like this, yeah, there we go. We're going to try and pull that. Let's go in here and just pull this down. I have to make that smaller. And okay, good. And then you can see here is a little bit off. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just basically pushing these things around to make them a little bit closer to what they were supposed to be. Because obviously, especially we did the the curve tool, it didn't have some of the nuance to maybe get some of the shapes that I was trying to do. Okay, so here's where we can go through and basically make those adjustments and sculpt out and make it as perfect as possible. I didn't get that line either, but I'm just gonna leave it. I think it's fine. Okay. Um, great. So now we've used that to basically try to sculpt it out. Also, if you do notice, you have like, I'm just gonna show you real quick and make this smaller, like something like this. If I hold shift, that's also smooth. So you don't actually have to grab the smooth there. It's kind of pointless. Okay, so that was sculpt mode. We're just going to sculpt it, get a little bit closer to the lines that we want. And now what we're going to do is we are going to go to the edit mode. And in here, we can make some further adjustments. So I think, actually, we're going to do this. We're going to select all of it. You can hit A to select all. And then what I want to do is this. I want to be able to adjust the thickness. And one of the issues that we've had, and I kind of showed this earlier, I'm going to go back to selecting points. This is made up of a bajillion points, and it's kind of annoying because it's just, it's linear. Generally speaking, we want like nice Bezier curves. So what we're going to do instead is I'm going to select all of this stuff here, and we're going to convert it to Bezier. So if I go to stroke, you'll see convert type, and there's a bunch of different options here. Some of them are kind of neat, like the Catmill. It's not Catmill ROM. I don't know what that is, but usually it's Catmill Clark, but it's like a subdivision way of working. I don't suggest that one because it'll make everything soft. You can't actually really get other things. Poly is what it currently is. There's NURBS, non-uniform dimensional B-splines. Don't worry about those. You don't want to use that either. We're just going to use Bezier. And what it'll do is it'll convert the entirety of it now to Bezier handles, which is probably closer to what you know and recognize. Okay. Um, this is beneficial for a couple of reasons. It'll make sure that there isn't any kind of weird like little bumps anywhere because everything was poly before. Now by Bezier handles, you have perfect curves. The other thing it will do is, if I zoom in, like if it's got really big, again, you wouldn't see the faceting that the polys will produce. And it'll be easier to work with. So I can like grab this and then like I gotta grab the pen tool. Um, grab this, and then I can like use the normal Bezier handle tools, particularly if you're good at Illustrator and things like that. So that's also beneficial. And the last thing is what I was going to use this for um, is the thickness here. So this is line thickness. Let's switch this over. Let's see if this works. So what this will do is when I have this selected, because you'll notice that if I turn this off for a second, boom, there's a variation of weight, line weight, right? Like it's thicker here, then thinner there, and thicker and thinner. What we can do is, let's turn this back on, with this tool is I can select, uh, let's see if this will, see, it's selecting the whole line. I might have to select verts. I can select specific verts and then weight those verts. So you click like that, and then I can add or remove the weight. Okay. And so that will give me the ability to like, I can grab like this one here and increase its weight, right? So that way I can do that. So it kind of gives me basically a little bit more control. I can grab all of these and just increase the end weights here um, that I would want. Like this one, obviously, I want to have the weight. If it was all polys, there's a million of them, so it would just like be one really stark thing, and it would not look really good. I'm going to select multiple ones here. We'll make these both a little bit thicker. Um, make this a little bit thicker. So, and then we'll grab that one. Where are you? Here we go. Make this a little bit thicker. So hopefully you get kind of the idea. We're just gonna thicken up some of the lines. Not you. There's that one. To get more of a varied, basically a varied look, particularly up here, right? You can see like this has a lot of need to be thick right there. Let's grab this one and do a little bit of thickness. Grab this one. That looks good. And let's just add a little bit more thickness to this one. And then we're going to have to kind of weigh it down as it goes. And let's grab you like so. Okay. And we'll call that good. Oh, this one too. This one's good. Okay, we'll call that good enough. All right, so now I've basically weighted all those lines and we cleaned up the lines. So those should be pretty good to go. The other way of doing it actually as well, just if we go through and I switch to lines and I hit A to select all of them and then switch to sculpt mode. We can use the th line thickening one, and then I can like brush it like this. This might even be a little bit easier than what I was doing there. But the other way obviously is a little bit more maybe particular. So it's kind of up to you how you want to go about doing it, but that also does work. Just want to add that in there before I get done there. And I think we have the lines now complete. So we should have a good kind of clean graphic. From here, we can start doing, I think, the coloring and such.